Ah, good to see you're awake. Though I couldn't really tell you. Well, I suppose it's gonna be up to you to tell me. What the hell are you doing here? You don't remember? Really? It's gonna be like a bad video game, huh? I've got amnesia, says every protagonist in the sequel ever. The question is, do I believe you? And even if I do, doesn't matter. Well, you have managed to fall once again into a very, very unfortunate situation. I remember you walking up to me in my turf, sitting there and chatting to me as if I was just some random guy having a drink. And you swore, you swore that you were just a passing stranger. Yet, here you are again. And against my better instincts, I got my boys to save you from a shootout, where you most certainly would have been shot as a, we will say, unfortunate casualty. Yet it is becoming harder and harder to believe that you are just a stranger. So I'll ask you again, why were you here? Who are you? We're still not going to tell me the truth, huh? Do you have any idea how badly you should want to tell me the truth? Do you have any idea what happens to people who don't? You have one chance to tell me the truth. One chance. I'd recommend not wasting it. Well, I suppose the innocent would maintain their innocence. Well, you're in the game now, whether you want to be or not. Why? You walk into my place. You are now here. You're currently being woken up by me to be interrogated. And I'm going to have to use some political capital in order to not let some boys pull out some teeth to find out what you know. Because for some stupid reason, I actually believe you. I must be going soft. Yet here's the thing. You've been seen with me twice. There is not a smart man in my position at this point in this city who doesn't know that you've been seen with me twice, and that makes you a target. Forget me. Forget what I would do. If you had a clue, you'd be more worried about what the other people who would also love to carve up a little part of my turf for themselves, to make a name for themselves, be that other leaders, be that other upstarts, people who want to impress those leaders, people who want to coerce me into raising them up in my organization. There's 1,001 reasons that someone might want to try to use you against me. And here's the problem you have. I don't give a damn about you. You are nobody to me. So when they try to use you, when they show up at your door in the middle of the night, when they take you away, and when you have no idea where you are, and I mean no idea where you are, and it's the middle of the night, and you're tied up somewhere, and they say that unless you spill everything you know about me, that you are gone, and you have nothing to say, that you're not under my protection from such things, well, you're in this game now because you've 2 times, best case scenario, been in the wrong place at the wrong time. This time you really screwed up because this time you walked into the middle of a turf war. Now, don't get me wrong, when I say war implies that, multiple sides could win. No, this is an idiot whose little uprising will be absolutely quashed. But the fact remains, you have brought yourself to the attention of many and have the protection of no one. Well, you should be scared. You should be absolutely terrified because now you're in a losing position. You're in a lost position. Losing could still be won. Lost is lost. I would recommend leaving the country, except for the fact that, given some recent exploits of mine, it may not be enough. That even if you could just hop over to one of the affluent countries, even if they would just take you like that, maybe it wouldn't be enough. No. Now, you very much need protection. The problem is, you are not. The problem is, I don't know you. I can't vouch for you. I can't even say where you live. I can't say what business you run. I can't say I can't explain why you would be a valuable person for us to protect. Every basic instinct of someone in my position is to say, well, you shouldn't have been there. And to leave you to drown in this ocean of sharks. The little fish who swam to the wrong place. Darwinism at its purest, don't you think? So the question is, what value are you going to provide? Because at the moment, you offer us nothing, and yet, whether you meant to or not, you now demand oh so very much. For me to protect you, the amount I would need to at this point would require one of a very, very select few things. The first is a truly extraordinary without causing offence. Not that I give a damn if I offend you. There are very few people who could afford the kind of protection money you're going to need. So, couple of options. One is that you work for me, and in exchange you have the umbrella protection. What is the umbrella protection? I sometimes refer to my associates and I as the modern citizens of Rome. The cloak of protection given to all Roman citizens. They could walk across the known world with only the protection of a few simple words. I am a Roman citizen. So absolute was the power of Rome, so universally understood the consequences of laying just a finger on a Roman citizen. People wouldn't screw with that person simply because they knew that if they did, the vengeance of God would come crashing down on their home. And so, when you're one of mine, when you're under that umbrella of protection of being one of mine, you know that any wrongdoing done to you by some upstart kid, well, it results in a situation like this. What you walked into. The vengeance of God. That would be if you worked for me. And then there's the third option, the one which you seemed also initially interested in. And the one which do you know how many people would kill, and I mean literally kill, for this offer? And do not fool yourself, it is not a solid offer, it is simply a potential outcome that we could, well, be a couple. Now, if you think this is the easier option working for me, you're unbelievably mistaken. I have no interest in a trophy. If I have a partner, I have to believe, for one, more so than anyone else who works for me, that they are on my side, that they would never betray me, no matter what. And believe me, I would know if you tried, and it'd be the last thing you ever tried to do. And there is a interesting particular problem which affects people like me, that we don't want to be with someone from directly in the business because, well, they are trying to date their way up the ladder, right? And they will stick a knife in their back as soon as they have a chance. Yet, nor do you really want to date from outside the circle because, well, you can't expose some randomer to this. They could do any number of stupid things. Walk down the wrong place, boast to the wrong person, go to the authorities. Oh, so many foolish moves. The pettiness of modern dating is not ideal for people whose lives depend on trust. So, it actually is an interesting idea that you could end up being the oddly perfect person. And that is, in the end, why you walked into that place where you knew nobody, walked straight up to me and started talking to me. You have something about you. That something is, What's keeping you alive? I don't think you know enough about the business to simply work for me. I don't think I can justify giving you a close enough position to be protected while not causing myself all sorts of problems, Laura. Further down the chain, there would be a lot of resentment. You wouldn't even necessarily be safe. The only safe way to doctor you in is by my side. Now, one thing I want to make clear. You have to make this work. I am not an abusive man in relationships, believe me. I am actually something of a teddy bear, but the thing is, I'm not going to take any crap from you. Not once, not even a little. If you do so much as tell me to change a television channel, you will immediately be availed of any protection. Quite simply, you shouldn't even consider the very notion of pissing me off. Now, of course, I am not unreasonable. You would have a grace period in which to learn places where you can have a disagreement with me and places where you must butt your nose out. Because I can't protect you if you refuse to be protectable. Do you understand? Listen to me. Shh, 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 shh. Don't cry. Don't cry. Listen to me. You. I told you you have, one way or another, stumbled into what is a wonderful opportunity. It really is. You stumble into a world where there are many cruel people to find one who is kind. Not patient, but kind. You will be a crown jewel to me. You'll be the light of my life. You'll be the one thing I can come back to be able to lower my guard and not have to think about presentation, politics, the backstabbing, the constant need to present myself as absolutely without weakness. You'll be one of the safest people, if not the safest person in this city. You'll be well looked after. You'll be my angel, if you're up to the task. I see a mixture of fire, but also compassion in your eyes that leads me to believe that you are very possibly the exact right person for me. It is why I'm coming up with this preposterous scheme to save a person who I don't even know. For whatever reason, call it a premonition, call it love at first sight if you want to be a romantic. I know it's you. I know it is. Your old life ended when you walked into the wrong place at the wrong time. You have two choices now, and neither of them are going back to the life you had yesterday. You can either flee. Well, I suppose you have three choices. You can stay like an imbecile, and the gruesome fate that I promised would await you will await you, and it won't be very long. You can flee and hope for the best, or you can take my hand and take this offer. Really, it's your choice. A good choice. Really your only choice, I suppose. But one thing I also am very sure of is you're going to be very good at the next part.